Hi all, Pete from Hunting in the Outdoors here. So today I thought I'd do a quick video on the duck breast prosciutto that I've made recently. A lot of people have said they like the look of it, they like the recipe. So today I'll show you how to, I'll show you how I make it. It's an interesting one because a lot of people obviously put prosciutto with pork, which obviously that's the hind leg of the pig. Is where a lot of people make their prosciutto from, or traditionally it's from. So what I found is a little bit of research, and apparently the duck breast prosciutto sort of originated from the Jewish community in Italy and Spain. So it's an interesting one. But anyway, enough of that. Whether it's true or not, who knows? So today, like I said, duck breast prosciutto. So we've got a duck breast here. So this is just from our local butcher. So I've already pre-weighed it. So what you want to do is, so there's a couple of different ways you make it. So the way I've made it is with what's called the EQ method, so the equilibrium method. So the way to do that is you'll weigh your duck breast. So I've weighed this one, and it weighs 233 grams. And so after you've weighed it, then you work out 2.5% salt. So what I've got here, don't know how well you can see that there. So I've just got kosher salt, which is just obviously more coarser than your standard fine table salt. And then I've got, so that's 2.75% of the weight of the duck breast. So as the duck breast weighs 233 grams, 2.75% of that equals about 6.4 grams. So that's what we've got there, 6.4 grams of kosher salt. And then I've got our cure number 2. So in that I put 0.25%, so it's just under half a gram of cure there. So like I said, so the EQ method is the way that we're going to do that today. The other way you can do it is what's called the salt box method, which is a lot of people have do that for their normal pork leg prosciuttos, and duck. You can do it for duck breast, but I like the EQ method. Lets you control the amount of salt. So obviously by having the exact sort of amount of salt in there, you're going to limit the chance of it being oversalted, like you would with your salt box method. Okay, so that's our salt. So 6.4 grams and a bit under half a gram of our cure number 2. Now seasoning wise, so what I've got, I don't know how well you can see in there. So we've got a teaspoon of cracked pepper, got a teaspoon of rosemary, teaspoon of nutmeg, teaspoon of chili flakes, and a teaspoon of juniper berries that I've actually crushed up with my mortar and pestle. So that will be our spices that will rub onto that once we've put the cure on there. All right, so what we'll do is give it a good covering on our duck breast itself. So what you want to do is, you can obviously score the skin as well, if you want. I've done it in the past, and but I've also done it without scoring the skin personally. But it's either. If you're using the different salt, the different cures, or not different cures, start that again. If you're using different flavouring there whilst you're curing. Okay, so rub that in. So what you want to do, if you've got any excess skin, obviously try and trim off as much as the excess skin that you have, and that way make sure you get a nice even coverage with your salts. Pick that up there. Okay, all right. There's our salts on there. So now with our spice mix. So traditionally a lot of people don't use the spice mix. I do, love it. So like I said, different spice mixes that we'll use. And this is only just for the curing process. After it finishes curing, so what you'll do now is, obviously once this is all rubbed in there, give it a good rub in and mix in there, I'm going to vacuum seal it and then leave that in the fridge for roughly about 2 weeks for the cure and the salts to work its magic. After that period of time, what we're going to do is certainly take it out, give it a wash, and then we'll use we'll use some more spices when we do the hanging and drying. Alright. So our aim our goal here is just to get our spice mix, nice coverage on there on the duck breast. As you can see, don't know how well. Lovely. Some really, really nice flavour, nice smells coming through at the moment. Okay. I'll just wipe that up. There's heaps of different flavour mixes you can try. I've done, obviously, different ones with a bit of thyme, rosemary, and things like that. This is the one that I did like the most, the flavour mix out of this one. For those that have followed me, this is the duck breast that's similar, or it is the sort of flavour that I took up with me up to Bushfest. Okay. We'll just scrape out the remaining of these spices. Put them in the bag with our duck. There we go. Alright. So, what I've got our bag already pre-cut. So what we're going to do is vacuum seal it. Pretty loud. It's just a cheap Hogan one that I've got. It does the job. You just give it a good seal. Got to maybe do it a couple of times, but hey, you get what you pay for when they say. All right, so that's done. There we go, lights off. All right, as you can see, lovely seal in there. So what we've done is we've removed all the air out of there. As you can see, very nice coverage with the spice mix. Again on there. So how long has that taken? What about, I don't know, 5 minutes, if that, a couple of minutes, and that's just been me waffling on. All right, so we've got in there. So just to recap, we've got in there our duck breast is rubbed with our kosher salt and our cure, and then our spice mix. So the amount of kosher salt was 2.75% of kosher salt, and then 0.27% of the cure number 2. And in grams, that's worked out to be 6.4 grams kosher salt and a little bit about half a gram of cure number 2, 1 teaspoon of rosemary, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, or you can use mace, 1 teaspoon of cracked pepper, rosemary, and chili flakes and juniper berries, all rubbed in together. All right, so now we're vacuum sealed that. What we're going to do is I'm actually going to pop this. You can just pop this in your fridge, leave it in there for 2 weeks. Probably look at turning it every second day or every day, just so you can get, if there's any moisture that's coming through, it's going to equally, cure on each side there. 2 weeks in the fridge. After that's done, obviously just give it a wash off. You don't need to be too picky with it. You can either wash it off with water, or I have read that people use wine, which is to give it an extra little bit of flavour. Here's the thing. After that, what I do with mine is I give it another rub with a different, I give it another rub with a spice mix of just a teaspoon of cracked pepper and a teaspoon of chili flakes. And that's because I like chili things. Once you've done that, giving it a rub with that, cheesecloth. So just cut off a clean cheesecloth and wrap your duck breast in your cheesecloth. Hang it. Then you can either hang it in your fridge. I'm going to hang it in one of the cleaver cabinets. Last time I had it in there with my salami, so it was fine to hang in there. Turned out absolutely fine. As I've got a little bit of a packed house in there at the moment, I'll hang it in the other cabinet, which is the dry aging, the bulk cabinet. But I'll have that temperature set just a little bit over, probably about 6 degrees. And I'll aim for probably what it is at the moment, about 70% humidity. The good thing about this one is you can actually have it hanging in your fridge if you wanted to. I have read a lot of people say they've hanged it in their fridge like normal, after it's been wrapped in their cheesecloth, and it works out absolutely fine. So up to you what you do. If you do try it, let me know and tell me how you go with it. But like I said, so this will go in the fridge for 2 weeks. Give it a wash, wipe down with either water or red wine, new spice mix, wrap it in cheesecloth and hang it in the fridge or your cabinets until it loses roughly about 30% of its weight. After that, it's good to go. All right, nice quick one today, just on the recipe for the duck breast prosciutto. Any questions, sing out. But look, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, drop a follow on the page. Thank you.